This is my new terrace garden, where I'm going to invite your favorite icons to share their lives in a rendezvous with me. I hope you like it, because we're going to be here every week. Now I'd like to welcome my first guest. Belying his macho image, he's gentle and romantic. He's also red hot and smashing. Hold your breath. John Abraham has arrived. You're not just hot, you're on fire, John. Can you feel the heat?
Thank you. I mean, it's a pleasure being here in the first place, and I think even you're on fire as much as I'm on fire.
But you know something, when girls see you, they don't just go, "Hi, John." They go, "Ooh," and "ah," and "ee." What's it like?
I think I'd be a liar if I say I did not like it. I think it's very encouraging, and it's sweet that people like you in one way or the other. So I just enjoy the feeling.
But you know, fame and adulation is something that happens outside of you. Does it change something inside as well?
It does to an extent, in the sense, I guess you become a little more, it works two ways actually. You either become a little more secure about yourself or you become a little more insecure about yourself post getting a lot of fame, because the more you get, the more you want. And that's where most of us fall, very honestly.
So when all this is happening around you, is it easy to keep yourself centered?
As long as you understand, Simi, that this is something you could probably lose after a point of time. If you understand that this is all transitionary, it's not going to stay forever. I think it's a pretty nice place to stay in. But if you don't know where you're going from here, and if the adulation gets to you, and if you have 4 or 5 idiots around you who probably, tell you that, "Oh, John, whatever you do is the best," and that can surely finish you off. Yeah.
Very true. But it all started with Dhoom, didn't it?
Well, honestly, it all started with Jism for me. But Dhoom gave me the audience that I never had.
These girls who go ooh and ah.
Girls, and I had little children. I remember just 3 days ago, there was a kid who came up to me when I was in Toronto. His mom came up and said, "John, he's grown his hair like you and he wants to have abs like you." So I was like, "Oh, that's good. He's 5 years old."
But did you always know at the back of your mind that one day you'd be a star?
Well, I never planned to get into film, Simi.
But then, who is this gorgeous, sexy, bare-chested hunk here?
Oh my God. That's one of my favorite bare-bodied photographs. I must tell you. This young boy out here was the first Farrex baby model.
Oh, so you started then?
Yeah. I started very early in life.
So what kind of a life was it for you?
I grew up in a very modest way. I was born in a place called Ghatkopar, that is like really far out. I have not seen any kind of money in life. My father's the most honest man that I've come across, and my mother too.
But what about this dreamy kid here?
Oh,
Did he know he was good looking?
well, I don't know. I remember in school, my senior girls, some of them used to say, "Hey, handsome, all the time." But I was kind of shy. I could never look a girl in the eye in school, I don't know why. I used to look at her and then probably just look down. And I was a very, very shy kid. I was underweight and I always had a lot of pimples. And I still remember when I was in college, I was seeing a girl who I probably never held a hand or I never even kissed her, nothing. But she always told me, "John, I like you more for every pimple you have." And she just wanted to tell me how much she really liked me. So,
Oh my God.
I remember these cute little girls in class 7. I took a rose and I threw it and they started fighting over it. And I said, "Oh man, this is important and I feel very good about myself."
So you knew, because I think one day you were looking at yourself in the mirror, sort of admiring yourself, and then your father came into the room and said, "John, what are you doing?" And you said, "Dad, just wait. One day I'll sell this face."
Yeah, I did tell my father that.
So was it easy to sell the face?
Well, honestly, for me, before I got a clear face, because of my pimples.
Where were the pimples?
Oh, there were lots of
When,
them.
where?
And I'm telling you, anybody who's watching this program, you lose a lot of self-confidence when you have that little thing on your face. And I didn't have those little things. I had those big things on my face.
Really?
Yeah. And there were times I used to get up crying, and I used to just pray to God and say, God, why have you given me a face like this? Just take it away. Just do something. Just do magic. And I was one of the shortest boys in my class in the 10th standard. I used to stand first or second in line. And I said, God, just make me grow tall, please,
He
please.
did. He
And
listened.
He listened to me. And I'm 6 feet 1 inch tall right now. And I'm happy.
So, getting into Bollywood, didn't they ask you to change your name?
There was a movie called Etbar that I signed before Jism. The producer of that movie at that time told me, John, you don't have another name besides John Abraham? And I had said, I know John Abraham sounds like someone who has pizzas and burgers in his house, and someone who cannot really fit in
And
here,
then
right?
Grace.
Yeah, exactly. I do have an Irani name, which is Farhan. But a lot of people said, why don't you use Farhan in movies since all the Khans are doing well? There's Salman, there's Amir, there's Shah Rukh. So maybe there'll be a Farhan Khan.
Would you have been a Farhan Khan?
I would have been a Farhan Irani if I had to be, because my mom's maiden surname was Irani. But no, I have been baptized and my name is John, and I am proud of my name. And why should I change my name for anybody in this world?
Rightly so. You stuck to your style, you stuck to your
Yeah.
name, and today that's what's made you into an icon. I used to see you a lot during those days. I remember you had a Casanova image.
Yeah.
Was it justified?
Well, being a male model, I had that image of being a womanizer, a Casanova, but no, I was just the opposite. I've always got into relationships that have lasted.
But didn't you date a lot of girls?
I did date girls, but they often ended up into, they were never one-night stands, or they were never, frivolous relationships.
Okay. But you never brought your girlfriends home or talked about them to your parents?
I was kind of shy, and I didn't know how to tell my mom, because my mom and I, or my dad and I, couldn't sit and I couldn't tell them, like, Mom, this is my girlfriend, or Dad, this is my girlfriend, For that matter of fact, even my brother, I'd give my life for my brother, but I can't speak about a woman to my brother.
Did you ever want to marry any of your earlier girlfriends?
Yes, I did. I did have a serious relationship with a girl who was in my MBA with me. I remember I had 550 rupees in my bank account, and I said, I have no money and there's no way I could, and the only thing I had to do was wait. And that relationship ended, and I won the glad rags, and then I saw a little more money in my life.
Bipasha was on my show about 2 years back, and I really wanted you to come.
Okay.
But she didn't like the idea.
Even I thought it was imprudent for me to come at that point of time, because Bipasha was definitely more successful than I was. And I thought it wouldn't be very fair on her and on me to be part of this, at that point of time, unless I was established in my own right. And I'm happy today I'm here on the show with you.
And I have you all to myself.
Yeah.
But you're right. When you started seeing her, you were quite unknown.
Yeah.
And today it's you who gets the most attention.
Yeah.
Has that changed the balance of your relationship?
Not in the relationship, but yes, the projection outside the relationship has changed. Earlier I was Bipasha Basu's boyfriend.
Yeah.
Today I am John Abraham. I have an identity of myself. It's great to be in a relationship, but it's very important to be known singularly. Yeah.
But you see, when you start off, she's the busy one.
Yeah.
She makes time for you. Now you are probably even more busy.
Yeah.
So the balance has to change, John.
Yeah, it has. In terms of the time I spend with her, things have changed. So the relationship does suffer at points of time.
No, but it's not easy for a girl to have a successful and a gorgeous boyfriend. Because, too many women find him desirable, for one.
I guess that many men would resent me also for being with an attractive woman.
But girls must be coming on to you all the time.
Yeah, there are girls who are really sweet who
Yeah.
kind of tell you that they really like you and they find you attractive, and it's very easy to just, be with them. But then you have to understand where to draw the line. The good part is that I overlook it sometimes and I don't realize it. And my makeup person, Venki, says that, John, she was really trying to hit on you. And I say, yeah, but I didn't. He's saying, John, I know. And I know she was.
Is your relationship settled enough to withstand the pressures of Bollywood?
Our relationship is very settled primarily because Bipasha is very mature, because she's been in it much before I was. But there are other pressures, Simi, besides just plain Bollywood. There's compatibility, there are other issues that are more important than just the pressures from outside. And I think that's something we deal with in everyday life, because Bipasha is very headstrong and I am very headstrong. So if she says, this is right and you are wrong, I don't agree with her. And I also believe that I am right. And it's something that remains unresolved always. So
Nobody gives in.
None of us given, neither of us given. Yeah.
So do you have a fight about it?
Oh, we have arguments about it. We definitely have arguments about it. But earlier there used to be a lot of screaming and arguing. Now there's a lot of, okay, you believe that's right, I believe this is right. Fine. That's it. It's silence.
Then who makes up first?
I guess it's not making up. It's just, it's just peaceful coexistence as far as those certain issues go. And we keep it at that. But Bipasha is the one who's more forgiving than I am. Okay. It's very easy for me to dig up old bones or say, oh, this is what you did, this is what you said, Yeah, but of late, we both are completely settled, and I think it's primarily because of the fact that we both are working, because an idle mind, is a devil's workshop.
Madness.
Yeah, and I guess I was the more insecure one at the start of the relationship, because she was more secure and settled. But now, I guess I feel more secure just because work's in place and everything's in place.
Are you protective, or do you like to be mothered?
Well, I thought I was protective, but I think when we argue, when Bipasha and me argue, she always says that don't treat me like your mother, because I'm always being pampered. I need food to be served. I am very self-sufficient when I'm alone, but I guess you take certain people for granted in your life when they're there for you. And I know my mother's there for me all the time, so we have the most fights, but I love her to death. And I know Bipasha is always around.
Are you very possessive?
No, I'm
You're
not possessive. I'm not possessive to a point where, because I know she handles herself beautifully. She gets hit upon by actors all the time, and she knows how to deal with them. I just feel sorry for the people who hit on her.
Are you engaged to Bipasha?
No, not.
No.
No.
I thought I saw somewhere she said.
Yeah, it was said that we were, but I'm not engaged.
She showed a ring, even, if I remember
Oh,
right.
I gifted her a diamond ring because she loves diamonds, and I bought her a 1-carat diamond ring, and she loved it, and I was very happy she liked it. Yeah.
It wasn't an engagement ring.
No, it wasn't.
I've always wanted to ask you, is a bike a male or a female?
Well, I refer to a bike as she, because I think she's aesthetic, she's beautiful, and she's gorgeous.
So there are two women in your life.
There are two women in my life.
You can't get away from
But
it.
one woman keeps changing every 6-8 months.
Updating.
I keep updating. Yeah.
But the other ones?
The other one's a constant.
John, outwardly, you belong to the page 3 world.
Yeah.
But inwardly, how much of that is really you?
Simi, nothing of me is page 3. I am a boy who hangs out with my school friends. I have friends who are rickshawalas. Even my first watchman, where I started working, still comes to my house. Till today, he's a friend of mine.
How important is money to you?
Very. Money is very important. I think a basic amount of money that keeps you comfortable is completely a necessity. When I was a young boy, I had basic needs, but there were wants, and I wish I did not have those wants.
And what were those wants?
The want to drive a car, a fancy car, the want to impress people around me, the want to be aggressive, the want to be the strongest, you know, the want to be the best looking, the want to be everything that every young man had, you know. These were wants that I wish I could have done without. Then I would have been happier at 18. I was kind of unhappy looking at things I didn't have rather than those I had, you know. And then you forget what you have back home. I was a boy who didn't have a car when I was when I used to go to school, and my friends used to come in cars. Bombay Scottish is a school of the affluent, and everybody used to come in a car. And I used to travel by bus, and I used to force my parents to buy a car. And my dad said that, son, at this point of time, I cannot afford a car, and I'm not going to buy a car. Learn to travel the common man's way, and you'll understand what life is about. Has come so true today. Because for me, till today, 1 rupee is 100 paisa. I respect that money. I don't splurge money. I don't throw it around.
You started working at a very young age,
Yeah.
while you were in school.
There were these schemes by different airlines, and I was on a school job. So I used to wait outside the airport when passengers came out, and I used to hand them pamphlets.
You also worked with Sultan Ali's.
I used to go door to door to each office, and I used to sell those daisy wheels to people who had electronic typewriters.
And what did you do with the money that you earned?
Well, I earned very little money, but all my money used to go to my mother. She got it then, she gets it today. I have a joint account with my mother even today, and she gets all the money. I've told my accountant that no one questions my mother on whatever money comes out and goes, and she can do what she wants with it. But the others you can question me on. So it's that way.
Your father was telling me that it was a rule that they would give you an education.
Yeah.
And anything over and above that, you'd have to buy yourself.
It's very simple. He said that we come from a household where we do not have enough money to spend, to splurge. We've got just enough at this point of time to survive and be very happy, comfortably. But with whatever extra money you get, you can spend on yourself.
So your mobiles, your bikes, you paid for them yourself?
Yeah, everything.
Everything.
Everything that I have earned from childhood, every little commodity that I have, every little penny of it, yeah.
That's brilliant.
Yeah.
You know, I really admire that, John. Because so many kids are spoiled today. They don't know the value of money. It's all handed over to them.
Yeah. And I think the youngsters of today have kind of forgotten a lot of the values that that we had. And I think they need to get it back.
I think the parents need to get it back.
I think
to
it's the
teach
parents,
it. They're the ones who spoil the kids.
Very true.
But now that it's rolling in for you, has your lifestyle changed a lot?
My lifestyle has changed marginally. Yes, I drive a more expensive car, which is relatively cheaper than most actors have, but much more expensive than what I used to. I could afford something much more.
You can afford the
but
best.
I've chosen not to. I have my first old car that I got with my money, which was an old Tata Sierra.
You're very sentimental, it seems.
Very. I have my old pair of slippers, which I started shooting with, which cost me 500 rupees. But I believe that there are a lot of things in life. They could be a pair of slippers, they could be your old car that you started off with.
Or an old watchman friend.
Or an old watchman friend. So these things you can never let go and never forget.
But is it hard to have friends amongst co-stars?
I don't think so. I think it's very easy to have friends among co-stars, and you can have very good friends if you're secure. But most of them are not. That's the problem. And what they don't understand is that I see it. I see insecurity very easily, and I know it when I see it, and I feel helpless, and I just want to reach out and tell them that,
don't worry about
listen,
me.
don't worry about me. I'm just doing my work. You do your work, you know.
Yeah.
You know, wife here when John is here.
You're in a very competitive business.
Yeah.
Have you started feeling the pressure?
Yeah. I have just started learning about lobbies, and I've started learning about camps where other people have asked for the same role as I was offered, and there have been family pressures and peer pressure and father pressure and mother pressures, and I feel very complimented that someone wants to do a role that I'm doing.
Are you able to withstand it all, do you think?
Well, till now I've tried to be very careful because I don't have the backing, Simi. So
Yeah.
if I fall, there's no one to really hold my hand. So I have to stand up there myself. And I realize that. And I think I'm doing a pretty good job and I'm hanging in there. And I think I've created a niche for myself. Niche, I was told that I am
Yes.
by directors. I've been told that if everybody is dal and chawal here, I am caviar.
Oh, wow.
And thought the same, you know. I said,
Yeah.
oh wow. But then I realized that it was that, John, you're not going to get as many roles as the others are.
Oh. John, are you a better brother, son, or lover?
I think son,
You're a better son.
yeah. I would like to believe that. I like to see my parents extremely happy. And I know most of the times I still make them unhappy. So I'd really like to see them happy.
Do you think it's unmacho for a man to cry?
No, not at all. I think it's very macho for a man to cry. I cry all the time. I cry when a dog is hurt. I cry when I see a dog limping. I have tears in my eyes. And people say, come on, just let it pass. But I can't let it pass, you know. I think you need to cry to let out your feelings.
Do you have a mischievous streak?
Very badmash.
How?
I am very mischievous, but more with the way I speak to people. I kind of have a very, क्या बोलते हैं उसको? I have a very acid tongue, but in a very sweet way. Meethi churi.
Oh.
Yeah. So I can sit in front of a person and say, yeah, very nice, and it probably hit the person after 10 minutes that, you know, something is amiss here.
When do you lie?
All the time. Well, I lie like most people when I'm in trouble. And now if I tell you when I'm going to lie, then I'm going to get into real trouble. But I do lie, Simi. And I know it's bad, but I'm on a very real show and you're asking me very real questions. And I'm not lying now when I tell you that I do lie. And I'm being honest with you.
Yes, you are. Do you understand women?
See, that answered the question.
You're not sure.
No, I understand simple women because I am simple in my mind at the end of the day. I don't understand women who are complicated, who have 10,000 issues on their head. And I choose not to understand those women.
You like women.
Yeah. I think women are harder working. They're more trusting than men. Let me put it this way. If I was a leader, I'd have women bodyguards. I'd be a Gaddafi. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
For $1 billion, would you go through a sex change?
No,
Not for $1 billion?
not for $1 trillion.
Okay.
I'm very happy with my manhood. And I'm very proud of it. And I think I'm doing well.
Of course you are. Today, if you had to choose between superstardom and love, which would you choose?
I guess I've always wished to be famous, and I want to be the best at what I do. And I wish to achieve that pinnacle, but it's a very difficult choice. But love is something that will last forever. So I choose love. It's going to last me forever.
Does love last forever?
I would choose to believe it does. I am an idealist, I am a romantic, and I choose to believe that certain things last. Superstardom is something that is very transitionary. You can't be a superstar all your life. You know, I am loved by the audience today. And well, I'm a superstar in my parents' eyes, you know, so.
You always were,
Yeah,
too.
so I guess I've achieved superstardom there.
For what in your life do you feel most grateful, John?
I am grateful about the fact that I have the parents I have. I have a father who's beyond honest, and I have a mother who's unbelievably sweet. You know, I don't even know how to. I remember I was just going off to Toronto, and I saw her lying in bed, and she had a bronchitis, and it hurts.
She said you really looked after her a lot.
Yeah, she looked after me a lot, yeah.
She said you sat by her side all the time.
Yeah, she's sweet, yeah.
John? John?
Yeah?
John, can you hear me?
Mummy?
John?
Mom? It's my mom here.
You know, all over the world, only mothers can shout. I normally go knock his room and I softly tell him what I have to tell him. And his mother, she would yawn. She would scream. And mothers are licensed to do that. They are entitled to do that.
Rendezvous is somewhere close by, yes.
Your father's a Syrian Christian from
Yeah.
Kerala and mom's a Parsi.
Yeah.
Who's influenced you more?
I think I've got my eccentricity from my mother.
તમે ગુજરાતી આવીશ નહીં દીકરા?
Gujarati average, બરોબર રીતે.
કેટલો ઘણો છોકરો છે.
બહુ સારો.
But has your relationship with them changed since you became a star?
They listen to me a little now. They never used to listen to me. Now they listen to me, and I kind of feel good about asking them what they want and where they want to go. If they want to buy something, I say just ask for it. I feel like a genie in a bottle, and I just want to give them the world. But even giving them everything is not enough.
What do they worry about you the most?
I guess when I'm doing dangerous stunts, I remember my mom had just come on my sets recently for a movie, Taxi 911, and I was lying on the expressway and I was dodging cars, you know, rolling left, right.
She must have had a heart attack.
She just got a heart attack. She first went to Nana Patekar and she's saying, see what he's doing? And Nana Patekar told her, नहीं, ये तो सिर्फ फिल्म है, डरने की बात नहीं है अभी, you know. So, you know, she gets a little psyched up about the kind of stunts I'm doing, so I don't mention anything to her.
He likes to do all his stunts by
Yeah,
himself.
so that's little
That's a
scary.
little scary. When somebody tells him you drive at 280 kilometers speed, he gets thrilled and he does that. Some
He has
60
to be
or
a little
70.
careful with the stunts and
That's
it's
all.
life. I hope.
You hope, mommy? I'm alive. Don't worry.
So tell me, John, how much of life is destiny and how much is it just plain old slog?
Well, I think you have to be at the right place at the right time. That's the destiny part. But from there on, it's just plain slog. You know, that man there, my father, he's smiling all the time. I've given him a car with a driver. He travels by bus. He takes a rickshaw till the bus stop and from there he takes a bus till today. I drive a car. I feel embarrassed at times, you know, because I ask my dad when he's leaving, I say, can I drop you somewhere? And he says, just drop me to the bus stop. And I'm not embarrassed about what people will say. I'm embarrassed about the fact that he could very well have a car and he chooses not to, you know. And that's the sad part. And same with my mother.
Well, John Abraham, I think great success awaits you. Bollywood, Hollywood, the whole works. Are you ready for it?
Yes, I am ready for the big stage.
Well, no matter what success he achieves, it should not go into his head. He should be down to earth. He should care for human beings as well as animals and be a nice example, a role model for others.
John, climb the ladder. Do well in life and all the best to you from all of us.
From all of us, John. Wish you the best
Thank
of
you.
life. Thank you so much for coming on my show.
Pleasure.
Thank you for this rendezvous.
Thank you.